Time I remember being on the water alone was probably 9 or 10 years old, and I can remember winning my first regatta when I was 11. That was kind of a big deal. I was in the newspaper, a big picture of me and the silver trophy. But I've been sailing just for fun all over the world, probably as much as I've been racing. And for me, it's just being offshore and just being on the water, and it's really calming and relaxing. It gives me a chance to sit and think and enjoy the people that I'm with. Racing's fun too, but that's a whole different ballgame, and they're both fun. It's as much fun for me as it is being in the mountains, whether I'm climbing or racing, snow ski racing. I just like being outside.
Tell us about sail racing. Tell us about being on the water.
Well, I think you probably heard people say that it's a lot like chess on the water. And it's all about geometry and where you are in relation to your competition and the marks on the race course. And then when the wind shifts, the race course moves. And if you're in the right place at the right time, you win. And if you're in the wrong place, it's a really bad day. And so you're always constantly thinking. And so you have to have a well-prepared boat, a very well-orchestrated crew, and if you've got those two things, then it's just left to thinking about where you are on the water.
A lot of the sailors that we've spoken to have talked about managing risk while in the middle of a race. Can you tell us about your personal experience managing risk and how that might tie to the business world?
Yeah, so when you're on the race course, sometimes, particularly when you're fleet racing, it's more about not giving away points than it is gaining points, and making sure you understand your boat position and relative to all the boats around you. And so sometimes you want to go take a flyer, but that works both ways. If you're right, you move up, and if you're wrong, you move way back down the ladder the other way. So it's more about assessing where you are at that moment, and deciding how much risk you want to take at that moment in time. And if you look at who does well over time, it actually are the teams that are pretty good at assessing risk over the course of a regatta, not just any one race. If you look at guys who win regattas, whether you're talking about the America's Cup, the Etchells World Championship, the Newport Bermuda race, it's the teams that are really good at managing risk over time, and they don't win any one race in a regatta, but they always minimize losses so they stay near the top, and that's who ends up winning at the end.